What if I told you the most terrifying prison isn't made of bars, but of thoughts? That right now, in your pocket, the very device you're holding could be the modern-day telescreen George Orwell warned us about in 1984? This isn't science fiction anymore. It's prophecy. George Orwell, born Eric Arthur Blair, wasn't just a writer. He was a whistleblower on power itself. Having fought against fascism and witnessed the manipulations of propaganda, Orwell wrote 1984 in 1949 as both a warning and a confession. He saw governments twisting truth, erasing history, and controlling people not just by force, but by language and fear. He wasn't writing a fantasy. He was documenting a nightmare he already saw forming. In 1984, the Ministry of Truth rewrites history every single day. If the government said 2 + 2 is equal to 5, it became reality. What mattered wasn't facts, but obedience. Now pause. Look around our world today. When news headlines change overnight, when old tweets are deleted, when alternative facts trend online, aren't we seeing the Ministry of Truth reborn? Think about it. Every time an algorithm corrects your feed, every time a trending topic vanishes without explanation, history itself is being rewritten in real time. Orwell's warning? Truth doesn't die with a bang. It dies with a quiet edit. Big Brother watched everything. Citizens had no privacy. Telescreens tracked their movements, even their facial expressions. Sounds extreme until you realize your phone camera, GPS, smart speaker, even your browsing history, all record more than you want to admit. And unlike Orwell's imagined world, we volunteered for it. We trade privacy for convenience, face unlock, location sharing, voice assistance. But Orwell's lesson is chilling. Surveillance doesn't begin with tyranny. It begins with comfort, safety, helpfulness, and only later does it turn into chains. In the novel, Newspeak was designed to eliminate dangerous words. If you can't say freedom, you can't imagine it. If rebellion has no word, how can rebellion exist? Here's the hidden danger. Every time language is simplified, censored, or stripped down to hashtags and emojis, we shrink the range of possible thought. Think of how online debates reduce complex ideas to slogans. Think of how cancel culture can erase nuance. Orwell's whisper from the past is clear. Control the dictionary, and you control destiny. The party in 1984 didn't just police actions. They invaded the mind. Citizens weren't just punished for crimes, they were destroyed for thought crimes. The ultimate punishment wasn't death, but loving Big Brother after being broken. Now look around. Fear of social exile. Fear of being wrong. Fear of saying the unapproved thing. We self-censor more than anyone censors us. And that's the final triumph of control, when the chains are no longer visible because they're inside your head. Why does 1984 haunt us today? Because Orwell didn't predict a specific government. He predicted a pattern, a cycle of power, a human weakness for control, convenience, and fear. It's not about left or right, east or west. It's about what happens when truth, freedom, and memory are no longer ours. Some argue Orwell exaggerated. They say comparing our world to 1984 is alarmist. After all, we still have free speech, elections, the internet. But here's the haunting question. What if freedom disappears not with force, but with consent? What if the scariest thing about Big Brother is that we invited him in? So here's the forbidden knowledge Orwell left us. Oppression doesn't begin with whips and chains. It begins with comfort, convenience, and silence. Now the question is yours. Are we already living in 1984 and simply too distracted to notice?